Every time oppression will take place, it is a selected few who will stand up for justice. I want to share with you a hadith that talks about who will be standing up to support the deen of Allah Azza wa Jal. This hadith is Hasan. Don't go anywhere because you do not want to miss on this hadith. This hadith is Hasan, narrated by Abu Hurairah radiallahu anh, and it is reported in Sunan Ibn Majah. So basically, Allah Azza wa Jal is talking about a scenario that is so deadly, is so violent in nature that you will find nobody is able to make it alive from that battle. This battle is being mentioned in the hadith, in the book of the Kitab al-Fitan many times, and in this hadith it is particularly mentioning by name, which indicates that this battle is going to be fierce, the one you have never seen. What you are seeing right now in Gaza, for example, in Palestine, it is really nothing compared to what is coming in the future. As we are seeing, these end of time predictions, prophecies are unfolding right in front of our eyes. So the hadith goes and talks about this particular fierce battle, and it calls this وَإِذَا وَقَعَتِ الْمَلَاهِمُ, when the fierce battle will take place. إِذَا وَقَعَتِ الْمَلَاهِمُ, this is the battle. This is the one you have been waiting for. This battle will be waged by the Muslims. There is no mentioning of the Mahdi in this hadith, but we can clearly decipher from it that Mahdi will be somehow involved. Maybe not directly waging this war, but through his instructions, through his command. Mahdi will always be there. For all the end of time battles, you cannot exclude Mahdi, in other words, because the Mahdi's, his primary job is to establish the deen of Allah, the hukum of Allah, and for that to happen, he must be someone who will be leading from the front. Again, this hadith doesn't talk about Mahdi taking active part in this battle, the fierce battle, but that doesn't mean Mahdi is nowhere. He is there, he is giving instruction, he is telling his troops, his armies what to do. But most importantly, this hadith refers to a very specific small group of people, troops. That's what it mentioned in this hadith. So this battle has one characteristic, which is that this is going to be a fierce battle. The battle, the like of which you have never seen. You call it World War III, you call it whatever you have seen in your entire life. This is the battle for the Muslims. This is the final battle. This is the fierce battle. Allah Azza wa Jal, when this fierce battle will take place, He will send His own army. And this is why I said, guys, that the Muslim countries who are not acting on the situation, what is happening with the Gazan people, the oppression taking place, this hadith is telling us that majority of the Muslims will not be taking part in the protection of the minority of the Muslims living on earth. It had never been the case. Allah Azza wa Jal does not establish His justice through 2 billion people. He doesn't need to do that. He needs only a few, selected few, which can be said chosen people. Ba'asallahu. This is the hadith that talks about إِذَا وَقَعَتِ الْمَلَاهِمُ بَعْسَ, means Allah will send. Ba'sa means He will send forward. Ba'sa min al-malahimu basically means mawalihum basically means that this group that Allah will send during this fierce battle, this group, they are freed slaves. Freed slaves, they were in the past not known to people. In other words, they were not famous. They were not famous YouTubers or TikToker, anything you name, anything you can imagine. They are not famous. They are freed slaves. They are under captivity for a very long time. And the characteristic, the quality of these people is that Akramul Arab, Akramul Arabi Farasan, they are with the best horses, and that they're the best horsemen. As I mentioned in the past, dear brothers and sisters, the end of time battles will not take place using tanks and fighter jets and all of these things. It will take place using whatever will be available after World War III or World War even IV, i.e. horses, sword, knife, things like that. So this group that has this quality that Allah sent, Ba'asallahu, they have this quality. They are Akramul Arabi Farasan. They are the best horsemen, means they can maneuver. They can maneuver. They are not tight. They are not hard to respond to the call of duty. They don't find it hard. They don't find it difficult. They're always ready, and they're able to maneuver their horses and their direction wherever they need to go. Which brings me to the hadith where we know when the Mahdi will be here, what I believe will happen is that he will be giving instruction to this group, go to this place, go to that place, and eventually they will all go to who? Dajjal, because there will be a rumor that Dajjal is in Syria, in Damascus. So they will go to Syria, Damascus, not to meet Dajjal. Allah will send who? Isa ibn Maryam, Jesus. But the point here is that they're able to maneuver. These horsemen, they are very much capable of maneuvering. They're going one direction, and then the next thing you know, they're on the opposite direction. So they're very, very flexible in terms of their movements. So Akramul Arabi Farasan. And the other thing they will have is that they will have the best of weapon. Now, the weapon, obviously, when Allah mentioned about this group of people, we do not mean, what I understand from the hadith, that these people will not have weapon like, sophisticated weapon. They will have the weapon that will do the job for them. And weapon, sword is something that is a hallmark for the Muslims throughout history, that they have used in all battles. For example, Khalid bin Walid, how did he fight? With his sword. He will break one sword after another and another. I think he broke around 12 swords in one battle, in the Battle of the Muta, right? So this group of people, these troops, they will have the best of weapon. And then listen to what Allah is saying. Allah will help them, Allah will send them, and they, subhanallah, they are going to be supported by Allah Himself, and they will give victory to the religion of Allah. Means that this group who are capable of maneuvering, who are capable of using all kind of weapon, and the weapon they will have, they are going to be a group that will be best armed, the best horsemen, and Allah will support His religion through this group of people. So a selected few will help Islam to spread. Even today, if you take a look, how many Muslims are actively propagating the message of Islam? Very few. How many da'i we have in the world? Very few.